Tech Live sponsors Choose to Rent, and to Kaltura for sponsoring the theatre here for the show. If you haven't been in any sessions yet, just a reminder, you can follow the closed captions over here with Interpretify. If you would like to ask any questions, please do scan the QR code here. You can access the Pigeonhole app or go to pigeonhole.at. The questions will come up on the screen here. You can upvote the ones that you're most interested in hearing answered, and we'll get to those towards the end. So I'm going to introduce Steve Gibson from Gather, and he's going to talk to us about GeniePT and unlocking the power of AI to boost registration page conversions.
Okay, hi everyone. Can you hear me okay? Perfect. So as Ian said, I'm Steve Gibson. I'm Business Director for Gather. I apologise, Richard couldn't be here today. Basically, I'm the artificial one. He was going to be the intelligence. Before we start, we're obviously going to talk about using AI to boost registrations for events. We do have a product called GeniePT, but I'm going to stay as far away from actually selling that product as I possibly can. A little bit about Gather, firstly. And the reason why I say this is that the idea for GeniePT came from a need in the industry. So basically, like pretty much every exhibitor in this room, we can claim we do everything from X to Y for virtual, hybrid, in-person, blah, 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 blah. But essentially, that's all a waste of time if you don't get people to the registration page, and that those people don't if those people don't understand whether that event is relevant to them, and you want them to register for that event and attend to that event and not drop out of it. So basically, GeniePT came as a front end to everything that comes through Gather. So we're going to look at how you can use AI to boost registrations to your event. So who is currently using AI? Lots of you. And specific, are you agency or are you a tech company? A tech company. So, and what are you using AI for? Okay, so again, quick show of hands, how many people are actually using it in their day-to-day work? At the moment, just about 4 of you, okay. So, from our point of view, we started using it quite a bit in different ways. So you can use it for legal contracts. Obviously, I need a really simple NDA, mutual NDA, give me that. Or, wouldn't it be great if we could take John Lennon's unfinished work and create a new album for the Beatles? That's another application of it. We've also looked at things like content creation. Design me images, a nice video for promoting things. So there's a whole load of different things that you can use, and love it or loathe it, it's going to be here to stay. And if it helps people make in-person events better, then that has to be a good thing. So, can AI help attendees get information about events? Well, firstly, let's have a look at existing registration sites. What's the problem? Let's put me in the mind of, I'm a doctor, and I've got a certain budget to attend certain conferences every year, and maybe I'm sending other members of staff to that event. Which events do I go to? I can Google that. I've got these 10 medical conferences. I go in, and I start looking around. Okay, is this relevant to me? Because I'm a cardiologist and I want to look. Okay, there's a list of exhibitors. Which ones do I go to? I've got to scroll through the list of exhibitors. I've then got to look and say, okay, so that exhibitor is there, but I'm going to talk about a specific product. I want to know what the best blood analyzer is for my health trust. So can I get that information from the website? Quite often, no. It might be in there, but it's buried. You're looking around. It's not specific to me. My intent is I'm going to that exhibition because I want to meet people who have got the technology. I want to know, is the Olympus blood analyzer better than the Konica Minolta blood analyzer? And I don't necessarily know that from the website of the registration for that event. There's no intent there, and there's definitely no click-through action. So basically, call to action. So am I going to attend that event or register for it? I'm not sure at the moment. Maybe if I've got to pay for it, I'm going to not register at that moment in time. Maybe I will register because it's a virtual event, and then I may not turn up. Again, that's not necessarily what you as an organizer of an event wants. And all of that is time consuming. So, I'm using my valuable time as a doctor to look at an event which may or may not be relevant. But wouldn't it be great if you can actually change all that and turn it into an event where I don't get dropped out at that point? You know, for those of you who are old enough, this is from 2001: A Space Odyssey, but essentially you don't want people coming to your website that you've spent a load of money on, getting them there, and then they don't register, or worse, they call your office. What time does your show start? How do I get there? What happens if I lose my badge? All those standard questions that people ask of your call center. So basically, you can look at ChatGPT and tools like ChatGPT, and you could train your website to actually take answers pre-prepared to learn for, to give the responses that are more tailored. The problem is, at the moment, if you looked at ChatGPT and you started to look at that, you're going to get a response something like that. So we just did this for ETL. So you're coming to this event, what do you want to know about it? Okay, you might want to know virtual companies, AI companies, etc. That's what GPT gives you at the moment. Sorry, we don't know. We've only got information from 2022. So just as a bit of fun, and it didn't take very long, we thought, what happens if you train GPT to actually learn about the event? You know, the speakers, the sessions, etc., etc. And we didn't spend a lot of time on this, but the point is that you can tailor your registration page to your audience, so that if you've got an agency coming to this event or an organizer, they can see different responses tailored to them. So it's not difficult to do. It can be done in minutes. You can get those call to actions. So at what point does someone drop out? Can you train it to say, would you like more information on this? How do you do this? You can speak with your tone of voice. So again, you know, if you've got a particular way of talking to your community of event organizers or medical practitioners or car companies, whoever it is, you tailor the engine to that. And you can basically give an instant reply, obviously, which keeps people there. And you can say that, you know, drive the specific behavior, so that at that point you can say, actually, we do want you to then do this, and actually put them there and prompt them to do that. You can obviously look at analytics of when things are occurring, so that you can gear up and down accordingly. I had a question this morning saying, can the automated chatbot link in with the actual call center, so that out of hours or when we've got people there, when they become free, can we link it through? And the answer is yes. And the greatest thing is, if I'm a doctor of cardiology and I'm based in Turkey, I can basically ask the question in Turkish and get the response in Turkish, or Romanian, or Bulgarian, or whatever it is, without actually having to do that. So that's a really nice thing. So, some analytics there. Again, these are just simple things that can be done. What type of day, time of day are people registering? When are they not registering? At what point do people drop out? And then, the good bit. This is the fun bit. So, I'm going to hand over to Sean. Well, I'm actually not going to hand over to Sean, but essentially, we're going to do a quick demo of GeniePT, which is our version of this, which has been trained on the ETL stand, or ETL event. And hopefully we're going to have a few questions from you. I don't know what you're going to ask, but does anyone have any questions for GeniePT? So let's start with a simple one then, Sean. Where is ETL? Okay, I live in Reading, so how do I get to ETL from Reading? Okay, does anyone speak a foreign language? No? Yep. Swedish, okay. I don't know if you
can translate that.
No, if you type it into...
Type in the question.
Type in the question in Swedish, and it will give you the response. So...
A new question.
A new question, any question you like. Any question you like. As long as it's legal and not offensive. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just type... He's actually saying, can anyone shut this guy up? Does that say anything vaguely? Is that answering your question?
No, but it could. But it answers that it doesn't know because.
Oh, okay.
So it's irrelevant.
Okay. So basically, you can ask it any question. So if I said, you know, I'd like to buy a cat at ETL, can you type that? Okay. So basically, you could program it to say lots of different things. You could have all of the speaker sessions. So if I had all of the sessions from every speaker loaded into that, and I was a doctor coming into the event, I could say, I'd like to meet with people that supply hardware for hospitals that focuses on blood analyzers, and it would come back and say, Olympus provide these products, Konica Minolta provide these products, and then if you said, well, which is best? Should I buy Konica or should I buy Olympus? It would come back and say, sorry, I'm an AI assistant, I'm organising an event, I don't give comments on that. But you can program it to the level that you want, and it's very, very simple to do. So anyone else got any questions about, yeah?
How about which registration providers can I meet at ETL?
There we go. Okay, but this is the prompt. So you can register for Gather. So again, we haven't gone to the extent of talking to ETL to get every exhibitor's information, but if I was the ETL organizer, I'd know all the exhibitors, they'd all provide their information, that would all be programmed into this, and then you wouldn't have to sort through, okay, virtual providers, in-live, badge solutions, because it would have all their content in there already. This took about half an hour to do, and again, I'm not underselling it, because obviously it's a product, but it's not difficult to do. So just moving on. Yeah, so as I said, I had no idea what questions people might ask. I could have preempted that, but the idea is we're prompting it with different things, and we're getting responses. But the most important thing is you know, you're gearing people to that registration. Okay, do you want just move on to the next slide so we'll come off that? Okay, so basically, if you're an organizer and you've got an event and you want to give a little bit more to potential visitors, everyone is busy now. Everyone's got a very, very short window of opportunity, and everyone's got a tight budget. So which events they choose to go to is critical. So this can be up and running in 24 hours. It can be retrained at any time. And basically, if anyone's interested, scan the QR code. Better still, come and have a chat to us on the stand, and you know, we'll talk you through how that can be implemented. That was very, very quick. I know you're all busy.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, thanks, Steve. Really interesting, and I was going to say shows us what the future of registration sites would look like, but maybe what we should be doing right now.
Sorry,
I was just going to ask one question, actually, since we've got no other questions here in a little bit of time. So based on what you've shown us, you mentioned loading the agenda data and the exhibitor data to then prompt it to get the right answer. Can you pick that data up from anywhere? Can you sit on any registration platform?
Obviously, one of the concerns people have is where is this data coming from? So if you're the organizer, you don't necessarily want it going off to other places on the internet from a security point of view, or from taking people away from your event. So the idea of this would be that you would control the data and where it would come. So you would train it on only go here for this piece of information. It would be locked down to you. Yeah. So you could have it going, oh, okay, let's go and have a look at hotels in the area and all that kind of stuff. But the idea would be you would define what you wanted it to learn about.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Steve.
Okay, thanks very much, everyone.